Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, constituency. If you're online, please, you have the floor.
Procedural justice and user participation is a pillar of the concept itself. So when it comes to gender, we need to make sure that participation of women and gender diverse people is prioritised, and that gender issues and perspectives are. It's important to make sure marginalised and vulnerabilised groups, women, and to ensure that their perspectives are being heard and their voices are being heard, and that, as has been mentioned before, that those perspectives are actively sought within that extra resources. Is the most prevalent human rights abuse in the world. 1 in 3 women. We need to make sure that the civil society is just lacking, and along with our rights-based colleagues in Congo, we have been advocating since the start of this work program for institutional arrangements for our participation, because again, it is a pillar of a just transition that you have procedural justice and participation in across the group sectors, and so we need institutional arrangements and the integration of the alternative constituency groups more strongly in the work program, and that for us looks like the strategy of the advisory body, and that is
consultation practices is to identify needs, priority, and gaps. Secondly, to enhance effectiveness of the offer that we could provide as government. And third, to enhance and cover the implementation of just transition strategies in places with more vulnerability in the morning, with the specific methodologies and routes to proceed, because when we have the intention to invite them to be part of the consultation process, sometimes if we follow the right way, for example, to include indigenous communities, we can create more gaps and more conflict even with them, because I was explaining in a previous table before that sometimes they don't feel that the leaders or those who officially represent them in front of the government, they don't feel represented with them. So one of the recommendations that we have from advisors at high level is to try to identify all the indigenous communities at national level and create other spaces or specific tables with them, so that we can promote a better consultancy process and identify the real needs. Other thing is that through these inclusive consultation practices, we can have an objective, and it's to promote just transition as the main objective, but through just transition practices we can also enhance be a call to solve all the root causes of conflict and contribute to the reduction of poverty and the promotion of sustainable development. So it's important that in this kind of scenarios, as we are doing in Colombia with the consultation nowadays for the NDC updating process, or with the Transformation for Peace, which is a national strategy from presidency in the main areas of conflict of the country, or other scenarios that we have done with defenders for environmental causes and so on. It's important that we develop a very good plan and also work on prevention strategies, not only a response for the results or impact of just transition measures. And I'm going to give the word to my colleague from Colombia.
Part of this saying that we have to go beyond those people that are in the formal sector and workers of high emitting sectors, to also bring the case of Colombia, and this is why my colleague was also mentioning of this broader consultation approaches that we have. It's because if you take our case, for instance, a country that depends on largely on fossil fuels revenues, this means that this also means that public services are depending on these: education, health, infrastructure, and others, which are compounded by the vulnerabilities that we are facing as a climate vulnerable country. So that's why we have to have systemic approaches to these that have to go beyond only those